So here I have 1.5 cups of light brown sugar. I have 1/4 cup of melted butter. I have a small piece of ginger. I have some raisins soaked in white rum. I have a teaspoon of almond and rose water, the yellow one, teaspoon of vanilla. I have my Jamaican sweet potato here. I have a piece of yam. I have my coconut over here. This is a small coconut that I cut in some small pieces. I have so here I have 3/4 cups of refined cornmeal. I have 1 cup of flour. I have some salt. I have cinnamon powder. I have freshly grated nutmeg. I will leave all the ingredients in the description box, so remember to check it out. So I will not be grating my potatoes, so I cut them in some small pieces. So as you can see, they're kind of oxidizing, but you know that's okay. So I have my freshly blended coconut milk here that I'm going to strain and then I return. So I'll get 2 cups of coconut milk from this. So with the potato, I had 2.5 pounds of potato that I showed earlier, but I'm only using 1.5 pounds, alright? So I'll be using my food processor. You can also use a blender, or if you like, you can always grate your potatoes. So what I'm doing here, I'm adding the sweet potato and the yam into the food processor. I'm also gonna add a little coconut milk, probably about, you know, like a 1/4 cup or so. So here I have 1.5 cups of coconut milk left. So to the coconut milk, I'll be adding my brown sugar. So this amount of sugar is perfect for me, but if you want more, you can always add it. If you want to use less, you can as well. So after I finish adding the sugar, I am going to add my rose water and almond flavoring, and I'm also going to add my vanilla. Then I'm going to stir to combine them together, and also I'm going to add my melted butter. So I'll be using, for this recipe, I'll be using 3 tablespoons of melted butter. So when I do it this way, I like use like say 1 and like a 1/4 cup of the coconut milk, and then I'll leave 1/4 cup to make the custard, right? So in total I'll be using 2 cups of coconut milk, as I said earlier. So here what I'm doing is I'm just combining all my dry ingredients together. So here I'm just sifting my dry ingredients into the sweet potato mixture. I like to add a little of the coconut trash into my pudding, but if you want to leave it out, you can. So I'm just adding like a handful. You can use more if you like. So I will be adding 2 teaspoons of the rum that I used to soak the raisin in. So the rest I'll be using it for the custard. So here I am adding the leftover rum that I soaked the raisins in. So I like to coat my raisins with some flour. So I'm using a heaping teaspoon of flour. When I do it this way, your raisin will not be at one place when the pudding bakes. I greased my cake tin with some butter. Ensure that you grease it very well before you add your pudding, whereas it will be easily removed. So I'm going to bake it at 375 degrees for 1.5 hours. So here I'm just boiling the coconut mixture to make the custard. So I'm going to boil it until it thickens, and then I will return and let you see how it looks. So when the pudding almost finished baking, I will show you when I'm adding it on the pudding. So this is how the mixture should look after it's finished boiling. It's supposed to have a syrupy look. So I'm just going to spread it all over on the pudding, and then I'm going to put it back in the oven and let it bake for 10 to 15 more minutes. So this is the finished product, guys. When I was removing it from the baking container, like the edges got a little damage. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to subscribe if you are new. Also like the video as it helps with the YouTube algorithm. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I do appreciate you all. Please remember to share the video, tell others about Tamara's recipes. I really appreciate it. So here I'm just cutting a slice to let you see how it looks inside.